Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Two Moms and Some Labels. Two Moms and Some Labels is a podcast brought to you to bring together parents and caregivers taking care of a special needs child to come together, convene, chat, just talk about life, talk about things that are going on, and just a place for us to network and get together and learn new things from one another. And so for this episode, we've actually been away for a little while with the holidays and everything coming up.
Yes.
So we thought this would be the perfect time to talk about the holidays and everything
Mhm.
that comes with that, as far
Woo.
as having a disabled child and,
Yeah.
trying to meet everybody's schedule and shopping and just, all the things that come with the holidays.
Hmm.
So we want to talk to you guys today about the holidays and maybe give you some tips and ideas on how to prepare, how to get through the holiday season. And maybe just talk about a little bit of things that we have done ourselves. Or if you have any advice to give us, please put some comments in the chat, or put some comments on the YouTube channel so that we can hear what you guys have to say.
We want to hear. We want to hear. So, Brittany, how was your Thanksgiving?
So Thanksgiving was good. I mean,
Was
we
it
didn't really
good?
do too much for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
For me, it's like really busy during the holidays. I mean, I'm sure it's for everyone, but I have two kids, two out of my three kids that their birthdays are a week apart. And so one is the week before Thanksgiving and then the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh wow.
So Ayana's birthday is the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So usually sometimes we might celebrate her birthday the day of her birthday, or we might
Okay.
just celebrate it on Thanksgiving,
Okay.
since, we might have family
Mm.
and stuff over and stuff like that. But this year was a little bit different. We were actually supposed to go to Disney for her
Oh,
birthday. She's 13, officially a teenager
I
now. I
know.
have
Oh
a
wow.
teenager.
Teenager.
And she's been acting like a teenager.
Huge.
So,
The tubes.
so yeah, we were supposed to go to Disney, but we actually did not go to Disney because Ayana has her cycle. She's had her cycle for about 2 years
Oh,
now.
okay.
And so, just like any other typical female woman, you can get irritable and have mood swings and things like that. So she definitely has some mood swings and gets very irritable like the week
Okay.
before her cycle and a couple days before. So it was about
Wow.
that time, and she was just real irritable. And
Mhm.
then I didn't think about the traffic of people traveling to and from Orlando and all that. And
Okay.
so just trying to deal with the traffic and her being irritable and all that,
Yeah.
I wanted her to be able to enjoy her time
Right.
at Disney and for us to enjoy our time at Disney also. So we had decided to postpone that, and we're going to try for next month,
Okay.
and see how that goes. Even though, I mean, it's Christmas, so it might be still busy
Well,
during the
I have a
Christmas season.
suggestion about that. We have taken Lorenzo to Orlando twice, and the last time we went to Disney, we
Hmm.
went during the day. Horrible. Like it was just a lot trying to maneuver, and like you said, irritable. Lorenzo
Hmm.
gets very with crowds and stuff. It just stresses him out. He starts coughing more. Then we got to suction more, so it just becomes a lot. So we went actually back to the hotel, and then the walk from the car with all your medical supplies. It was just a lot. So then they do the fireworks at night.
Hmm.
So, with Disney tickets, you can leave and come back.
Yeah.
So we end up going back at like 7 o'clock. It was amazing. There was
Okay.
no line, so your other kids can go ahead and enjoy the rides. We were able to actually enjoy four rides. I mean, within like maybe 2 hours. So
Yeah.
it was quick. We were able to just walk around. Of course, Mickey's not out too much, but
Mhm.
just to be able to enjoy the experience. And we went around when they started having the Christmas decorations up, and it
Yeah.
was beautiful. So I would say if you guys do go, try to go like late in the evening.
So it's funny that you say that too, because just speaking about having children with disabilities and doing things around their schedule and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So for us, I know, some kids are up all night and
Hmm.
they are better at night and some are better during the day or what have you.
Right.
So for Ayana, she's on a routine. So
Mm.
like she knows when she's supposed to be like in her bed. It's time to settle
Okay.
down, and we start our bedtime routine like around 7:45, eight
Okay.
o'clock. So usually, like if we're gonna do anything, since she's up early in the morning,
You
then we
guys
try
go.
to get stuff done early in the morning during the daytime, and because at night then she's really going to start getting irritable.
Okay.
So we usually don't do too many things at night.
Gotcha.
um
Okay.
and so we booked it to go in the morning,
Okay.
like when it opens up.
Which park were y'all going to?
Magic Kingdom.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we went before twice also, and we went during the day, and it was really busy.
Yeah.
But she was able to get on some rides, but now they've kind of changed a lot of things around with the Disney experience. And so you have to book stuff in advance
Mhm.
and,
A
have
lot
your
changed during
reservations.
COVID and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
make
that was
sure
the,
you have a spare battery charger for your phone, like one of the
okay.
portable chargers,
Yeah.
because I don't know what it is, but it was like our phone, the energy was just eating it up and
Oh,
stuff. Because I guess it was so many people, and we were using the phone for the math and
yeah.
everything like
Yeah.
that. So bring that, but that's going to be good going in December. I really want to take Lorenzo in December because they do the special Christmas thing. You have to book
Hmm.
a ticket for that, but they say
Okay.
that's really nice. They have like free cocoa, so it's really a good time. And the other time we went to we were able to do Crayola, the big wheel. What else did we do? I forget what else we did, but it was something else. And he was able to, oh, the little aquarium thing. He was able to tolerate all that. So he doesn't do
Mhm.
well with like crowds. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, we're talking lay out on the
Oh
floor,
man.
ball. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. We don't do well with crowds. That's fine.
Yeah.
Things, and he doesn't, when he runs, he doesn't pay attention to surroundings. He's not
Hmm.
aware, and he's not
Yeah.
aware of like his body, so he falls
Right.
easily when like very excited. Where typical kids will know to look and step
Hmm.
over. He's just gonna run and boom. So then everybody's looking like, oh my god. I'm like, no, he's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try to go when everything is the least crowded. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that definitely is more ideal. And then that was another reason why it was just better to reschedule too, because I didn't realize you had to book and reserve rides and stuff in advance. So there's only maybe like a handful of rides that are wheelchair accessible, as far as like putting the whole wheelchair and not transferring
Mhm.
the person out of the wheelchair, because she can't really transfer out and sit on the ride by herself still.
Right.
So we have to just keep her in the wheelchair. So it's only like a handful of rides that she can actually get on in her wheelchair. So they were like, all the times were taken
Oh, okay.
for those
For those
rides. It was like just the evening times left
Mhm.
mostly, or they weren't available at all that day. And even with like the dine-in reservations
Yes.
also.
Uh-huh.
So it was,
Well,
yeah, I was like, book in advance. Make sure when you go, if
yeah.
you're going to Disney, that you plan everything out as much as you can in advance,
And if you live
because,
in Florida, try to go off season if you don't want the
mhm,
the holidays, of course, because Christmas is a
yeah,
good time. But if you can before spring break and everything. Yeah, because
Yeah. The last time I called, which was maybe a couple years ago, and I asked them, I was like, when are you guys like not really busy? And the representative said like in February is
that's what.
usually,
Yeah.
yeah, is usually their like off season, which I'm sure because it's probably a little cold. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't want to be out at the park
Right.
in the cold.
And going on those rides with it all, the air
Right. The
and
wind
stuff.
all in your face and
Yeah. Oh God, you be out there shivering like, ooh. We so cold. But that's the things that you don't realize when you hear, and you have what they call typical kids or whatever. So you
Mhm.
know the different things and plan and stuff for your typical kids, and then how you have to plan for your daughter. I, hear people be like, "Oh, you should go try this place," and I'm like, "Yeah,
Right.
that sounds like a lot of fun." No, we won't be doing
Exactly.
that.
Yes.
It's like always trying to find things, and you have to find things wheelchair accessible. And there's not a lot of things. Did they ever open the park that was supposed to have wheelchair or like a wheelchair accessible swing?
They opened up a park in I want to say in St. Johns County
Okay,
somewhere, but I don't know if they have the wheelchair accessible swing because a lot of parks are not able to have that because it's like a liability or
gotcha.
something with it. So parks that did have it, I know they took it away.
Oh,
So I'm not really sure like what all the
oh wow. Okay.
stipulations are about that. I think, some people may have been using it that shouldn't have. So they may have ended up getting hurt. But even speaking about, doing things, planning for typical kids and non-typical, or even just, you have children on different spectrums and things like that, or different types of disabilities, like planning trips or just planning for the holidays to do things. It can get really difficult. It can be stressful, and you might not be able to participate in a lot of activities also because of restrictions that the child may have, like the crowds, like you were saying with Lorenzo, and even if they have a weak immune system, it
Mm-hmm.
might not be
Yep.
ideal for them to be out somewhere with large crowds during the holidays. We know kids are out during breaks, so it's going to be a lot of traffic in and out of different places. Um, I know some kids even have conditions where they can't regulate their body temperature,
Mm-hmm.
so like they can't be out in the heat or the cold for a long time because their body cannot, how our body is able to regulate our itself, their body can't do that. So they can't really be out in different types of temperatures for a long time. So there's several different things that we have to be cautious and aware of as parents or caregivers with disabled children. And of course, there's lots of things that I would love to go and do, but because it's not wheelchair accessible,
Right.
then we're not able to do it. So just like here, they have the botanical gardens, I think it is,
Mm-hmm.
that they started last year maybe.
Uh-huh.
And I've just heard that it's not really too wheelchair friendly. There's
Oh,
some
it's not.
parts, yeah, like some parts are okay, and then
Oh,
some parts are not. So
wow.
it would be nice to go and be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
um but are there some challenges that you have had, with Lorenzo, when like planning for the holidays or activities to do for the holidays for him to be able to participate in?
Our biggest challenge is keeping him healthy during the winter. Lorenzo, as I mentioned before, he has a trach and he has chronic lungs. So it's like severe asthma times 10. Weather changes, simple, well, to all our kids. I mean, RSV is serious to all our, all children. But the rhinovirus, where a typical kid can get over it,
Mhm.
Lorenzo probably is going to end up in the ICU needing, breathing support to help him get through it. To simple oxygen. Like right now, he's in the room. We're on breathing treatments every 4 hours, and he's requiring oxygen now, just from the weather change. We're in public school this year, so it's kind of like, um, so we're having those little issues. So that's my biggest thing. We get invited to so much stuff, like just and having to turn down things.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly being like, yeah, that does, and people, I love
Yeah.
that people invite, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. But just knowing that a simple cold where it can just really put us in the hospital, us out of work and everything like that for a long period of time, up to 14 days. So that is our biggest challenge, letting him experience things. And to me as a mom, wanting to experience the mom holiday things, I try to make the best of it and do a lot of crafting with him at home during the holidays. He doesn't fully understand the concept of Christmas. He just understands it's a lot of lights.
Mm-hmm.
He likes lights. Uh, he loves to see them flash and all that kind of stuff. So we'll ride around and do the Christmas lights. A lot of the lights where you can walk around, it's just too much walking for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a lot of it, I don't want to say he doesn't realize because he is mobile, he does walk, but like severe asthma times 10, walking too far, so then he doesn't want to be in the stroller. So just taking him out sometimes is a challenge too, where we have to walk a lot. So we'll just, drive around and look at the
Yeah.
things and get it invited it's like from Halloween to February 14th, your kid is asked like, do they want a cookie? Do they want a cupcake? Do they want a lollipop? And I'm just like, no. And then, going to holiday functions, Lorenzo will hold food, put it in his mouth, but not know what to do with it. So
Mm-hmm.
making sure someone doesn't see, oh, he's a 5, oh, he wants,
Right.
and
Yeah.
making sure someone doesn't give him a cookie. So that's a challenge too, because everyone's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, he eats. I'm like, no, come on. And then, going
Yeah.
somewhere to have him be still long enough and hook up the food is a
Mm-hmm.
like just and I know other moms, like I know you understand, like the
Yeah.
eating is like making sure you have enough food, can't stay too long because you're running out
Right.
of food. So it's time, like everything is just like our life is just so much on a time clock.
Yes, the
And
food needs to stay cold. You need to have their medicine ready. That was the other thing too with the night, like pushing her medicine back to a different time and
oh yeah.
all that, it like just throws everything off. And then even talking about going places and people inviting you to different places is a challenge because I know a lot of times too, like my dad, he hasn't really spent a lot of time with Ayana or around our family like that to really know what her needs are.
Hmm.
And so he'll ask me like, "Oh, we're going on a cruise, or we're going to Jamaica," and um, and I'm like, "Okay, how long is the cruise? 5 days, 7 days?" I'm like, "Oh, absolutely not. I cannot
You'd be
going to
like,
Jamaica. Oh no, I can. Is it wheelchair accessible? Like, so it's hard to, be
but
able
you
to."
love it, but you're just like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I love. Oh, just yeah, it's funny. Oh, just come on, we're gonna go here. He'll be fine in the car. Okay, well, we're gonna have to pull over every 2 hours. I'm probably gonna have to suction feed. I'm still changing diapers. Like, are you really ready
Yes.
for this? Your 3 hour car ride might turn into a day trip. So,
Exactly.
and it's like, but I love it. I, accept it. Make the best of it and enjoy. But the holidays does bring just also a remembrance of how different our lives are. Like
Mhm.
it really makes me realize how, when you see what's going on, like even going to simple things like taking pictures with Santa.
Mhm.
it's like ideal. Like I want to, but then I'm like, oh my God, all those kids have sat on Santa. If Lorenzo gets one germ, he's going to put something in his mouth. And I just like all this starts going through my head. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, forget it. Like, we're going to, dad's dressing up as Santa this year. And I'm like, you're going to sit here and do these pictures. So it's just making, and we just try to laugh and, kiki with it. But the holidays is very challenging. Trying to go shopping is a challenge. Everyone asks, like, I have emails now from my family. What does Lorenzo want for Christmas? And I have so many toys from his birthday and previous Christmases before that, we're just waiting for him to grow into.
Mhm.
People will get age appropriate toys, but my baby, mentally is not 5 years old, which I'm
Right.
fine with. So it's like I have to ask for like, they're like, he wants that. Yeah, he'll actually love it. But if you get something, for his age, just know he might not play with it for, another 3 to 5 years. Um, we don't know even that. So we're just a lot of things. People are like, oh, because they want to get him the toys, they want to get him that, and he's not, with his his
Developmentally.
PP is his
And
hands are very
yeah.
have weak muscles. So like things like writing, buttoning his shirt, zippering his shirt, just things using your
Yeah,
hand.
fine motor stuff.
Yeah, fine
Mhm.
motor. So he doesn't have that down pat. So a lot of the toys his age is utilizing fine motor skills.
Mhm.
Do you have that problem with toy getting asked what does she want for Christmas?
So, that is a good topic too. But before we go on that too, I was going to say about like the people asking you to go places and do stuff too. A lot of times, like we can't do a lot of traveling to different places because Ayana knows when she's not in her bed. Like
Mm,
she will not
yeah.
really sleep anywhere else. When she
Okay.
gets in her bed, like she knows that's her bed. If she's somewhere else, she knows that it's not her bed and it's not her normal routine or way of sleeping. I don't know what it is, but she knows. And so that makes it harder for us too.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, as far as the like gift giving, I think that is really important for just us as parents to talk with our family, talk with our friends and people that are interested in gifting our children um, with toys or what have you, because a lot of them, they don't understand.
Mhm.
They're not around enough to know really what they need. And, when you try to explain it to them, it might seem strange or odd, but I know I've had times where like for instance, my mom, she goes into like the cat section and gets toys from the cat section for Ayana because she likes toys that make noise and
Okay.
squeak and they have different textures
Well,
and
that
stuff
makes
like that.
sense.
Yeah.
That's creative.
So,
That's a good
yes.
idea. That's
Yeah, and
actually a really
so
good idea.
she goes and she gets toys from the cat section, or even I would go to the dollar store and get
Mhm.
the garland and the tinsel stuff because a lot of the kids that I worked with before, like they just like that material.
Mhm.
So it's like even the simplest and cheapest little gifts,
Mhm.
they can mean a lot to the kids and they can play with it over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And like now it's gotten to a point where because she does have a lot of toys and stuff like that too, like you said Lorenzo has, that I'm just like, just give her a gift card, give us some money to go towards a savings account,
Mhm.
a fund for like when we need something for her, then we can have that money to be able to do that.
Right.
Like if we are eventually going to need bathroom renovations to change it to a walk-in bathroom.
Mhm.
So, I'm like, just give her a gift card, give her some money whenever
That's
she has something that comes up that we need and insurance isn't going to pay for it, then,
that's a good
we
idea.
have a little pot of money to get stuff from for her. But definitely talking to them and letting them know, even though she's 13, she's not
Right.
developmentally, cognitively, physically able to, you know,
Hmm.
have toys or games or whatever that
Right.
the typical 13-year-old would have. We're still, here at the 24-month
Hmm.
age range. So definitely talking to
Yeah.
them, explaining to them
And I
about
had to
that.
learn too. So I showed, I have been like, I'll send them out. I'll find different sensory places that sell different types of sensory toys. And of course, Amazon is always good.
Yeah.
But I'll just send them the link to that and show them, which of course, those type of toys are a little bit more expensive.
Hmm.
But just to give people an idea of what, because I know too, Lorenzo, and I know a lot of autistic kids parents will understand when the child still is very strong handed, rough, doesn't mean to be.
Yeah.
So then a toy for his development age is built for a child that's little, not pushing on it. So we also have a lot of toy breakage with him,
Hmm.
pushing on things a little harder than need be because he's not 6 months old. He is 5, so he's going to push and get excited. So we do find, I suggest to my family, the ones that I send them from the sensory places,
Yeah.
a little bit more expensive, but they will last because most of them are made out of like wood blocks, like it's a
Okay.
heavy duty because they understand they use them in like therapy places and stuff like that. Gym mats are always good. Therapeutic chairs, like I always say, things that the insurance won't cover. It's
Hmm.
always good too. So those, I'll make sure we share those links as well. Because
Yeah. And I wonder also if it's just like an idea
ooh,
that
I love ideas.
before the holidays or even like when birthdays are about to come around, you have, your group of friends and family that are going to, send something for the birthday or for Christmas. Like if we can like send a card, or if people would think it would be a good idea to like send a card with a picture of your child and say, this is me, their name, and I like, things
Mhm,
that they like and can
mhm,
use, so that they can kind of have a reference to, go by when they're getting birthday gifts or Christmas presents. I mean, of course you have the cell phone, your cell phone, you can call, email, or text or whatever
right.
too, but that
I
might
think that's
be.
cute.
Yeah, and I know some people even go on like Facebook and stuff and have a community of people like, do you want to sing happy birthday to my child? Or if you want to send a gift, this is my wish list for them, especially for like single moms that may be
Mhm,
taking care of special needs children, and they
mhm,
need a little assistance during birthdays and holidays, setting up
mhm.
a Amazon wish list and sharing that on their Facebook um, is
And
also.
yeah, and I think that's a good idea. Because a lot of people want to know, like I know my family, they like to see, Lorenzo getting older. So sure, sending them something like that on his birthday, and then with his, like I'm getting older. This is what I would like. That's cute. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and then also we were discussing too about with the holidays, a lot of sickness going around and germs. So, making sure that you have your hand sanitizer, your hand wipes, Lysol spray or whatever, You need to be able to clean things down and off. And then that's another difficulty also, even just talking about being clean and traveling. It's hard for us to change Ayana now. She's 13, she's big. Those baby changing stations in the bathroom, she cannot fit on that. So,
Yes.
you
So let
know,
me tell you what we had to do 3 weeks ago. It was so like that's when I realized like I thought, but I realized it was only certain places that put those adult changing tables.
mhm.
Those are the hospital places. I
Yeah.
thought it was, everywhere. So we went to a place, I'm not gonna name the place. My son had he wears a diaper. The bathroom was very small, and this is a place for children. So we end up leaving there. So we're driving around because he was upset that we left because he did realize, hey, we're leaving. So we
Mhm.
drove around. We said we're going to go somewhere else. We didn't want to go home. So I was like, dang, where can we go that has a clean bathroom that I can change him? So we ended up at a place. We went in. Um, I had to change Lorenzo standing. He
Yeah.
had to stand, and like I'm there. I mean, and he went to the bathroom, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like I'm up there holding his shirt, like, just
Yeah.
like, whoa. So I can't even imagine, because sometimes I'll go to the car and use the back
Mhm.
seat.
Yeah.
um, but we were in a car with no back seat. Like, well, it had a back seat, but it was really small. It was just not going to work. But I was just like, wow. So yeah, that's something true. I mean, we had to change him standing. And then like even that's driving simple trips. Like those are things you have to think about until you actually get to the hotel. Where can you change him at or change her and stuff? So yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That is a difficult one. And at the airport, they definitely don't have adult changing tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's true. That's another one. Ooh, the challenges we have.
I know. And so, it's like we want to be able to go and participate in different activities and go different places during the holidays. And it's like, how can you do that also when you do have typical children that are older or getting older and they, hear their friends at school saying, I'm going to the mountains for Christmas, or we're going to a cabin, and, we're going to vacation here and there, but your typical child is not able to do those same activities that their friends or schoolmates have been talking about because they have a sibling that is, handicapped, that has a disability. And so, it's like trying to find a balance and, making sure that you're still meeting the needs and wants of your typical children while also trying to accommodate your child or children with a disability. So that has been very hard and challenging because I don't want for my typical children to feel like they're missing out on things, or even they can't participate in different activities or go different places and see different places around the world because you know we have to be like, oh well, we know you have your sister and she can't do this and she can't
Right.
do that, or we can't go here because of your sister. So it's been really hard trying to find a balance to be able to let my typical child feel like he's able to still do things that
Yeah.
kids his age or families are doing
Mhm.
as well. So, you
Does
know,
he ever ask? Like, does he ever say, "Oh"?
he he has been saying for a long time that he wants to go to Jamaica. Um, so he wants to go to Jamaica. He wants to go fishing in Jamaica, and
Oh.
um, actually, my dad, he went to Jamaica over, well, like in August, the beginning of August, which is like kind of when they went back to school. So he couldn't go, but I was like, man, should I just send him and let him go, with my dad so that he can be able to go
Experience.
somewhere else. Yeah, and his dad was like, no, he's not going to another country, or with
Without y'all.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that, because I felt okay with him going there, because I
Right.
want him to experience that. Of course, I was like, trying to work things out also too, because I was saying, all right, you can go with him on the airplane and make sure he gets there safely. And then I would go, and when it's time to come back home, so that way he can ride back on the plane with me, and he's not,
Oh,
on a
okay.
plane ride by himself. But that way we would both be able to like go to Jamaica and have a little time there as well.
So
But
do you feel comfortable with your daughter flying? If you
I
have
don't
it.
know. I feel like it's because even for me, like we have to pop our ears and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And she doesn't know how to do that. So I don't know if that's something that would affect her, or if you can just wear headphones and maybe it won't affect the individual as much, or like chew
Mhm.
gum. She can't chew gum, so
Right.
I'm not sure. I've been a little nervous to try that, and then being on an airplane for 4 to 6 hours, and yeah, I don't know how she would handle that. She would
Do
probably
they ever,
become.
when she has like anything that calms her down medication wise?
No, the only thing that I was using before was like medical marijuana or CBD oil.
Because I know I have not flown with Lorenzo yet. We are waiting for approval to fly because it's a lot. Because you have to have like oxygen on, like it's just a lot to go
Okay.
through with him. So we're trying to wait. But I do know a mom that she travels with her son, and he is like 8, and he's wheelchair bound, and he loves like to go, but she has everything planned to the T.
Mhm.
Like from the time they pull up, the people, because they'll come get you. You have to, when you call the airline and let them know, they'll come get you and escort you straight to the gate, make sure you have everything you need, and then you get the privilege of riding. They ride
Yeah.
first class because of the space for the
Mhm.
for his legs and stuff. But she travels with him, and she makes sure she gives him his medicine 15 minutes before they take off. It
Yeah.
hits, and she puts a pulse ox on him to monitor. And then they go, they live their best life. And I'm just like, dang, I
Wow.
want to get to that part, but too, with the cost of everything and
Yeah.
all like the carry on. They say that they'll waive some of the carry ons if it's like medical, but we have an
Mhm.
emergency bag, a feeding bag, suction machine. Like we got so much. So I don't know. So anyone that's watching this that has traveled by airplane or whatever, please comment below
Yeah.
any tips, any suggestions you have for us, because we both want to take our babies on airplanes and we just want to know what we need to do. So yeah, comment.
Yeah, and when I went to the family cafe that they have every year
Uh-huh.
in Orlando, there actually was a travel agent that
Oh,
she
really?
was in a wheelchair herself,
Oh,
and
okay.
she helps families to or individuals that are disabled to be able to book trips to places that are wheelchair accessible. And
Okay.
she was telling me about some kind of like harness that you need to have for your child that is in a wheelchair, or something
Okay.
that you have to have. Um, so I need to reach back out to her and get her information, and I can share that as well, um, with everybody too, if you're interested in flying, if you haven't already, or you need some other destinations to possibly go to that are wheelchair accessible.
Yes. No,
that
and
would
then
be,
maybe we can plan a wheelchair accessible to and some labels trip
yeah, that would be
and get some
awesome.
other moms and
Yeah.
raise money, get some. Yeah, I feel like it's something that is definitely doable. I think just knowing every step from an
Mhm.
experienced person that has done it before, I'm sure how organized we are and good mamas, we would definitely be able to get our kiddos on a plane and travel. I think it's just talking to other moms, hearing their stories, and knowing what and what not to do
Yeah.
stuff. And you might
And
have to like travel more. So you know how people are like, "Oh, I hate layovers." You might
mhm.
have to take that layover, that longer layover, so you can actually, so you might not get there as quick as other people traveling and stuff. It might take you a little
Yeah.
longer during that layover. They can get off the plane, you can feed, change, do those different things. We'll
Yeah,
try.
because
We
I
can.
was like, I would love to try a cruise, but it would
Yeah.
definitely not be a 5 or 7 day cruise. It would
And then
definitely
I
have
think
to
too,
be
sometimes I get scared because I'm like, dang, I'll be out in the middle of the waters.
right.
Where's the hospital? Like, is there a
Right.
doctor on site? Like a pediatrician, like a real doctor, not one that just works in the office. Anyone that works in the ER, PICU, like anything.
Yeah.
That's my thing too. I'm scared. Like, I feel like too. I've talked to other parents that live in rural areas, and
Mhm.
there's no. They got to travel like an hour and a half to go to doctor's appointments, 2 hours for children's hospitals. Like, I would just be. So that's another thing I get scared of traveling too. Like people hate because I'll ask like my dad. He lives in Jersey, and I was like, "What's the closest children's hospital?" He was like, "What?" I was like, "That's important to me. Those are things I need
Yeah.
to know." So those are other things
Exactly.
we always think about when we try to travel and stuff too.
Yeah. So, just like recapping everything about the holiday season approaching, we just had Thanksgiving and it's going to be Christmas and New Year's, and even just thinking about also fireworks because some kids cannot tolerate the fireworks. So that could be another, sensory thing that kids are some kids are not tolerant of. But just recapping about the holiday season approaching and things that you can do, ideas, tips, making sure that you are staying healthy and safe and sanitizing, maybe for those that do have children that are not able to be around large crowds, or it's just difficult to
Mm-hmm.
get them out of the house, then bring Christmas to you, bring whatever holiday to you. There's lots of crafts that you guys can do at home. Go on the Hobby Lobby or Michael's, Amazon, go to different websites or the Dollar Tree. They have lots of different Christmas crafts.
Yeah.
Pinterest always has great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for maybe something to eat, bake some cookies or some kind of treats at home,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even make something for them to play in that's sensory, like some goo or something like that, to that effect, some like snow filling, like fluffy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They have the
there,
fake snow. And then
yeah.
another thing we like to do is Rice Krispie treats and
Hmm.
marshmallows. Depends on your child's sensory. So
Yeah.
that's one. We can't let it get hard or sticky because then we have a panic. Like it's like, oh my god, what are we doing? But that's a good one. Fun, and then you can split it and you can make your little Rice Krispie treats or whatever. But yeah, Dollar Tree, definitely check out Dollar Tree. They have a lot of crafts that you can
Yes, and they had a lot of cute stuff this
do.
year
Mm-hmm.
too. They had like a lot of painting stuff that you can paint on.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to go back and check
Yeah,
that again. Mm-hmm.
and I think it depends too on what store you go to because sometimes,
Yes, they're
each
all
store is
different.
different, but they
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of like painting stuff. just different crafts. And if you're not able to get out, put on your Christmas music. Like we started listening to Christmas music the week before Thanksgiving. Christmas, I would say, is definitely one of our favorite holidays. Ayana loves Christmas. She loves hearing the Christmas music. So that's what we listen to every time we get in the car or at home. Put on your Christmas music, bring the atmosphere to you,
Mm.
your decorations, or even if you celebrate Christmas. I'm not sure,
Yeah,
what holidays
whatever
that you may celebrate, but however you celebrate the holidays, just make it um comfortable for your child's needs and for you. Also know that it's okay. They're taking a break from school, a lot of kids, so parents might need the time to relax also. So make sure that you at least take a couple days, whenever you can, to get to yourself and just relax. You don't have to get up early, even if it's sleeping in for a couple hours, because you don't have to get up early and take them to school.
Mhm.
Enjoy that time, just enjoying time with your family. And even kids might not even need a gift. A lot of times, kids with disabilities, they just want for someone to be there, to talk
Mhm.
to them, to play with them, to read to them. So it doesn't have to be monetary. It just can be, spending your time with your
Yeah.
loved one. Or even letting your family members know also, it doesn't have to be monetary. If they just want to come and spend some time and talk to your child, that's something that they may love also. um and just making sure you try to plan out ahead, get your little planner, get your little
Man. Mhm.
checklist, make sure you have everything you need. Trying to check and see if places are wheelchair accessible. I know sometimes you might call a place beforehand and they might say that they are, and then you get there and it's really not, or it's tough to get through. So uh, Facebook and Google are really good sources. So if you can, try to research on there about any kind of venues that you're interested in going to beforehand to make sure it's accessible. Or even if you have to go somewhere and you only can stay for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, friends might invite you over for the holidays.
Mhm.
And you know, just letting them know, we can only stay for X amount of time because, if they understand what your child's needs are or what your needs are as a family, then they should be able to, accommodate you guys and be okay with that.
Yes, and I will suggest, if you're able to, get out the house, attend something, even if each year you add to it or something like that. Just get out the house. Look for a medically complex moms group or something in your community,
Mhm.
locally. Ask your pediatrician or anything like that and see what they have. Your therapy, your therapist might know some things, but definitely try to get out the house if you're able to. If your kid's healthy enough and you have transportation, and able to do it, just really try. It's good
Yeah.
for you as a mom mentally to just get out, experience
Yes.
that
Yeah.
mom feeling and everything. So yeah.
Yes. So if you have any tips or suggestions, ideas on what to do for the holidays, or even letting us know how you spend your holidays, maybe you might go on a family trip or something like that. Let
Yeah.
us know how you spend your holidays with your family. Give us some tips and ideas as well. And we have our Facebook page, Two Moms and Some Labels. So on there, we can put some resources, ideas, toys, activities for you guys to do during the holiday, or a holiday gift ideas. Um, I think, that is about it for me. What about you, Nicole?
No, we'll see you guys next time.
Yes, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us, and make sure
you.
that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook, Two Moms and Some Labels. And until next time, if we don't see you before the holidays,
Happy
Merry Christmas,
Halloween.
Happy
Happy Halloween.
Holidays, Happy New Year, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.